When we think Amy Winehouse, we think of a voice of a generation, a talent that no one has been able to replicate. Who's the closest? Maybe Lady Gaga? Amy was someone who managed to blend soul with reggae and jazz. She is someone who pumped out consecutive hits like Valerie, Rehab, Back to Black, and Tears Dry on Their Own. Amy passed away way too young, we all know that. She battled a lot of demons. A lot of those demons were battled publicly, and obviously the media, especially the British media, aren't too kind when it comes to celebrities in turmoil. They will just sensationalize it even more and then push these people to their breaking point. It's very sad to see. It's exactly what happened with Caroline Flack. So saying that, of course, we should be making a movie about Amy Winehouse's life, right? Especially, it's only been 13 years. It's the perfect time to make a movie about someone. And we should absolutely make this movie seem like a parody instead of an homage to this talented and troubled woman who we all watched struggle. Anyway, Back to Black is the upcoming Amy Winehouse movie directed by Sam Taylor Johnson. This woman I already have beef with, and we all should, to be honest. I'm not saying she makes bad movies, I'm just saying as a person, we should be questioning a lot of things, especially when it comes to her husband. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to be in trouble. This movie stars Marissa Abela as Amy, so I've got no issue with Marissa. I actually really like Marissa. You might not have heard of her. This is definitely going to be her big breakout role. I know her from two things. One of which is a game called 5 Dates. I played it during lockdown. And that piece of information is one of those things, you know, like collateral. You would give it when joining a cult. So when you leave, they would use that against you. But I'm shameless, so I would openly just tell you that embarrassing fact that I did indeed play 5 Dates. I also downloaded 10 Dates. It's not as good. Anyway, she's also in the British TV show Industry. I think it's an HBO show. It's very, very good. It's a little like, it's very intense. It's very stressful. It's very like stock market anxiety, but a very good show. Also, no one discusses it enough, so go watch it, please. Anyway, Marissa is great, but she is miscast in this movie. I think we've all agreed on that already. Amy was one of the most unique talents, and that is nearly impossible to replicate, and it's impossible to show that on screen. But if it's a must, I would have looked at the likes of Lady Gaga for appearance sake, or even Lauren Jareggi. Also, both of these people have the vocal talent, and they also, in some way, kind of resemble a little bit Amy Winehouse. And we should also, when it comes to a biopic about a singer, be focusing on the vocal abilities. In my opinion, anyway, right? And from the snippets going around on TikTok, from what I'm seeing, is sadly the actress is singing in cursive in some parts. And I think we can all agree that Amy Winehouse never sang in cursive. She just didn't. I don't really understand why they don't just blend the vocals, making Amy's more dominant and blending in a bit of Marissa to make it more, make it match her a bit more. I'm not really sure. All I can say is that during this time, the one thing we all have in common is that we are so grateful that Austin Butler took 3 years to get into the role of Elvis. Makes a lot of sense now, and why that movie was so good. However, it's not just the looks and the vocals I'm examining here. It's also the script. Again, this is based off the trailer and the snippets I'm seeing on TikTok. This film seems to be written by someone who knew maybe 10% of Amy Winehouse. Someone that was just looking in from a distance. It doesn't quite seem right. It's not Amy, that's for sure. And going back to my earlier comments about her passing, it's only been 13 years. My generation remembers Amy Winehouse and watching her struggle unfold in real time in front of our eyes. I was living in London when this was happening. No, I wasn't. That's just a lie. I wasn't living in London. This movie, in my opinion, is simply here to sensationalize Amy's life and the events surrounding her passing, which is really, really quite upsetting. Amy never had autonomy over her representation in the media, and the media brutalized her over the years. And now, of course, she has no autonomy now. So seeing the images from the filming of the movie and the clips from the trailer showing Abela looking disheveled and walking the streets of London, it's actually quite distressing to watch. For those who actually witnessed that unfold, We are highlighting someone's trauma on screen for a profit only 13 years after their passing. The entire thing just appears to be incredibly disrespectful to the memory of Amy Winehouse. I'm of course not saying that all biopics are bad. That's simply not the case, but there is a very fine line between parody and authenticity. And this is just leaning way more towards parody. The film is coming too soon, and the people behind it, I just think, are not the correct people to be making this movie. What I do suggest, though, is that everyone goes and watches the Amy documentary from 2015. An absolutely incredible documentary that shows you the real Amy Winehouse, because we will not be seeing that story told in Back to Black, that's for sure. I think the director of the documentary also made the Ronaldo documentary, I want to say, but he also made the documentary Senna, which might just be one of the best documentaries I've ever watched. I was never really a massive Formula One fan, but that Ayrton Senna documentary got me fully invested. So definitely check out this person's work and definitely watch the Amy documentary. And leave me a comment down below your views on the Amy Winehouse biopic. Maybe I'm in the wrong here. Maybe I'm the minority opinion. But from what I'm seeing, that is simply not the case. But let me know if you're going to see the movie. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you were a fan of Amy Winehouse. I was a very big fan. I thought she was absolutely incredible. But anyway, as I always do, I'll be highlighting your comments. I always read your comments. I try to respond to a lot of them. Thank you again for always supporting. I will see you in the next video.